Good morning. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, already sworn in today.
Good morning, Mr. Morello. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRCs. Can you see if we can make a connection with my podium?
Yes, Your Honor. He can hear the interpreter, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. You're here in case 2021 MM 5964AO. Can you tell me your name?
Alexander Pagan Morales.
Mr. Pagan Morales, you were reset from the other day for probable cause of termination and 2 charges. First one is battery, domestic violence, and resisting officer without violence. I did review the supplemental information provided by the state of Florida. I did find probable cause for these 2 charges. We're going to set your bond in each count an amount of, count 1, $1,000, count 2, $250. It's going to be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. Maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You do not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. If you have any questions about your no contact order, sir?
Hoy yo voy a salir.
Will I be able to get out today?
If you can post bond,
¿Cuánto sería la fianza en
So how much is the bond total?
is on the green sheet of paper is $1,000 on count 1, $250 on count 2. You already signed a no contact order? I just missed that. All right. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on the order you signed?
No.
All right. Have a great day, sir. So, this next person, you ever find an interpreter? No, he speaks some kind of dialect that we. Say again?
Mayan dialect, Anjobal.
close to the-
Can the microphone be put closer to the defendant, please?
Tilt the microphone down, put that one on the set, the one on the headset, put it up, please. Tilt the microphone towards his mouth. Madam Interpreter, I think this is a reset from yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor.
He speaks some kind of Spanish dialect that we weren't.
I'm trying to find out from him, Your Honor. Let me ask him.
Please.
Sí. Guatemala. No, Canjobal. Ajá, Canjobal. Ajá.
He speaks a dialect, Your Honor, that I have never heard of, and it's Cangoval. He's from Guatemala.
He understand you, I guess is the real question.
Yes, that's
He seems to
he
understand
understood.
your
I
questions.
asked him what dialect.
All right, we'll try this. We have a victim here as well, so can you switch it
Hablo
overheads?
más o menos, no, hay unos que no entiendo, pero sí más o menos entiendo el español y mi dialecto también hablo.
Your Honor, he says that he understands some words and he speaks his dialect as well. So I think we can go ahead and see how much he can understand.
All right, well, I think the victim also speaks the same dialect, so that's going to be the real question. Can you switch it to overhead and ask her
Yes.
if she feels comfortable in Espanol versus this Mayan dialect?
Cangoba. Señora, buenos días. Estamos tratando de ver cuánto español usted entiende. Tenemos entendido que usted también habla el dialecto del señor, un dialecto que se llama Cangobal.
Ajá, sí, hablo, yo, hablo español, pero no entiendo, más, pero sí entiendo un poco. Y el dialecto Canjobal, me hablo dialecto Canjobal.
¿Anjobal o Cangobal?
Canjobal,
¿Sabes cómo se escribe?
disculpa, no más se llama Canjobal.
Okay, Your Honor, she says she understands some Spanish, but her dialect is the same as his, Canjobal. I asked for a spelling, but she cannot spell.
All right. All right, we're going to try it. You can take the headsets off them. Madam Interpreter, can you stand
Señor, ¿se
overhead
puede
for me?
quitar los audífonos? Vamos a tratar.
All right. No, stay right there. Stay
Un
with me.
momento. Quédese ahí, señor.
Nomás yo vengo, ¿qué dijo el juez? Yo vengo a tirar, que se salga mi esposo libre, que se va en la casa.
I'm just here because I want my husband to be free and to be sent home.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede decir su nombre completo?
Francisco Baldassar Francisco.
Francisco Baldassar. Francisco.
All right. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 374AA on a charge of assault domestic violence.
Señor, usted está aquí en el caso 2021 MM374, un caso de amenaza de agresión, violencia doméstica.
I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Yo hallo que hay causas que respaldan su arresto.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Buenos días, señora. ¿Me puede decir su nombre completo y puede deletrear su apellido?
Mi nombre es Elubina Juan Ramón y mi apellido es Juan.
My name is Elubina Juan Ramón and my last name is Juan.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
¿Puede levantar su mano derecha para prestar juramento, por favor?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Usted jura y afirma que el testimonio que está por presentar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí, es la verdad, como no, es como él no me pegó, pues como yo me asustó y tiene que salir afuera.
Un momento, señora. Yes, he did not hit me. He just has to be released.
All right. Is there anything else you want to tell the court?
¿Algo más que usted le quiera decir al juez?
Sí, nomás que se salga mi esposo y regrese en la casa, como yo en ese día disfrutó, como mi esposo es su cumpleaños, él se tomó mucho y allí no sé qué tiene, él se gritó y yo me asustó y él como levantó mano y yo me asustó y por eso lo mandé y tiene que salir en libertad.
Yes, I just want my husband to be released and come back home. On that day, it was his birthday and he drank a lot. He raised his hand. I got scared, but I want him to be released and to be able to come back home.
All right. Mr. Balazar, I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,500. Addition your bond, you to have no hostile contact with your wife.
Señor Balrezar, la fianza en su caso va a ser de $1,500. Condición de su fianza es que usted no puede tener contacto hostil, pelearse con su esposa.
Ma'am, you can put your hand down.
Señora, usted puede bajar su mano.
Oh, está bien.
Okay.
Lo más
Very well.
All right, hold on, not done.
Un momento, no he acabado.
Sir, you cannot have violent arguments with your wife. You cannot use abusive language with her.
Señor, usted no puede tener un comportamiento violento con su esposa. No puede usar lenguaje o nada violento contra ella.
You cannot raise your hand in anger against her.
No puede levantar la mano cuando está enojado contra ella.
Okay.
You also may not possess
Okay.
any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
También no puede poseer ningún tipo de armas o armas de fuego. Si tiene algún arma de fuego o algún tipo de arma, una vez usted salga de la cárcel, tiene 24 horas para entregarla a la policía.
You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
Tampoco puede poseer ningún tipo de drogas o alcohol y medicamentos si no tiene una receta para ellos.
Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense.
Le pueden requerir o le van a requerir que se someta a pruebas de droga y alcohol y usted va a tener que pagar por esas pruebas.
Have a great. I'm appointed public defender to represent you. Have a great day.
Se le va a designar un abogado para que le represente. Tenga usted buen día. Eso es todo, señor.
Oh, okay.
Ok.
Ya está, gracias.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
That's it. Thank you. Eso es todo, señora. Buen día.
What's the last one? Is this person here? Okay. I have one more. I was trying to find one more.
Yes, Your Honor.
Headsets, please. Hold on. Does the victim need to?
Póngaselos.
Ma'am, do you need
Señor,
service
¿usted
of a Spanish
necesita?
interpreter?
Señor, ¿usted necesita intérprete también?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede decir su nombre?
Francisco Peralta García.
Francisco Peralta García.
Mr. Peralta Garcia, you're here in case 2021 MM 5994 AO on two charges. The first one is battery domestic violence and the second one is assault domestic violence.
Señor Peralta, usted está aquí en el caso 21 MM 5994 AO, un caso de agresión, violencia doméstica y amenaza de agresión.
I did review your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest.
Yo he repasado la affidavit acusatoria y hallo que hay causas que respaldan el arresto.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Buenos días, señora. ¿Me puede decir su nombre y deletrear su apellido?
Laura Peralta Higuera.
Laura Peralta Higuera.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura o afirma que el testimonio que va a presentar en esta causa es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Peralta Garcia?
Señora, ¿me puede decir cómo conoce a usted al señor Peralta García?
Es mi papá.
¿Perdón?
Es mi papá.
He's my father.
All right, you can tilt the mic towards you a little bit so we can hear you better.
Acerca el micrófono un poquito hacia usted, señora, para poder escucharla mejor. Gracias.
And do you want to have contact with your father while this case is pending?
¿Usted quiere tener contacto con su padre mientras este caso esté pendiente?
No tengo problema con eso.
I don't have a problem with that.
Has there been prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
¿Ha habido algún otro incidente de violencia doméstica con usted anteriormente en el pasado?
No.
No.
Say, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
La fiscal no tiene preguntas para el testigo.
Mr. Brands?
¿El abogado de defensa? No, su señoría.
Ms. Peralta Garcia, I'm going to set your bond in each count in the amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no hostile contact with your daughter.
Señor Peralta García, la fianza es de $500 en cada uno de estos dos casos. Va a estar bajo la supervisión del programa de libertad preventiva y no puede tener contacto hostil con su hija.
Your arguments with her cannot be violent or threatening.
Las discusiones o argumentos que usted pueda tener con ella no pueden ser violentos ni amenazantes.
You cannot use any abusive language towards her.
No puede usar un lenguaje grosero con ella o fuerte con ella.
Because no matter whether she calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you arguing with her calls law enforcement, you will be arrested.
Ya sea que ella o cualquier otra persona, si observan alguna discusión entre ustedes y llaman a la policía, a usted los van a arrestar.
You'll be spending your time here with me at the Orange County Jail on a no bond status. Do you understand that?
Y va a estar pasando su tiempo aquí en la cárcel detenido sin fianza si vuelve a ser detenido. ¿Entiende esto, señor?
Sí, sí lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
You are possessing of weapons of firearms. The weapons of firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Usted no puede poseer ningún tipo de armas o armas de fuego. Cualquier arma que usted tenga, una vez usted quede en libertad, tiene 24 horas para entregársela a la policía.
You are possessing of drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing.
Usted tampoco puede poseer ningún tipo de drogas o alcohol o consumir a menos que tenga una receta.
Sir, I have an affidavit that tells me that you make $700 per week.
Señor, tengo una affidavit que explica que usted se gana $700 por semana.
Sí,
Yes.
señor.
Yes.
I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you over the clerk's determination.
Le voy a designar el defensor público para que les represente en lo que la corte determina si es elegible para el abogado o no.
You have a great day, sir.
Tenga buen día, señor.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, I think that was my last one, Madam Interpreter. Do we have anybody left in the gallery?
¿Alguien más afuera que vaya a necesitar intérprete?
Do any of them need the service of the Spanish interpreter?
¿Alguien necesita los servicios de un intérprete de español? ¿Alguien más?
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter. I think that was, see no hands raised out there.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Rodriguez, Kyle, Jordan.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in case 2021 MM373AA on charge of trespass on property other than a structure, refusal to leave. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was offered is still the same from yesterday?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication, pred trem served, and no return to the Circle K.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, did you want to accept the state's offer of an adjudication of guilt credit time served? I can't hear you. You gotta speak a little.
Sorry, we take the offer, sir.
All right. No problem. Just try to speak, like, stop moving, like you sway. When you sway, I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay.
So just try to speak directly into the mic and stand still. Just come a little closer, it's fine. Come a little closer. There it is. Boom.
Yes, I accept the offer of the state
All right.
attorney.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, the matter of the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the gods.
All right. Put your hand down, sir.
All right.
Sir, you're here on the charge of trespass on property other than a structure, conveyance, refusal to leave. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalties for that is 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I believe.
All right. Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case?
I say I'm guilty for that one because
All right.
I trespass there.
You understand by entering a plea of guilty that you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Oh, no contest. I was not there. I admit I was there, but I have probable cause to be there because I went on a
All right.
ride.
Well,
But that's not your business.
Okay.
I understand.
All right, we want to plead no contest. Still the same question. Do you understand all the rights that you're waiving on the sheet on the plea form?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir, at all.
Do you understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
I did have opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis for your plea therein. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 3 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail or 3 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
All right, you have a good night. Hope you stay around.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Chad Bang Adams Jr.
Say your name again?
Chad Bang Adams Jr.
Okay. Mr. Adams, you're here in case 2021 CF 11563 AO on charges of battery with 2 prior battery or convictions, domestic violence, and it says contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Your Honor, the warrant actually came in as
Child
felony
abuse.
battery, DV, and child abuse.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Did you guys file these different charges?
Not yet.
Okay, that was, okay. Sorry, sir. Your warrant actually says yes, felony battery and with a prior battery conviction and child abuse, so those charges on your warrant. The judge signing your warrant has already found probable cause for those 2 charges. One second. I'm gonna set your bond in count 1 in the amount of $5,000, count 2, $5,000. Condition on your bond, no contact with the victims. No unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. Will order you not return to the scene of the location. Not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing. You're out on bond in 2 cases, 2021 CF 5595, 2021 CT 1962. Say that you want to resolve 196, the traffic case?
If he wants to resolve it today, Your Honor, it would just be a withhold and credit time served.
All right. Mr. Adams, do you want to resolve your driver license suspended case with the court today? Yes, sir. All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 CT 1962 AO on charges of driver license suspended. That's a 2nd-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve that case? You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can be waiving your right to have a trial in that matter. I can't hear you.
Say yes, sir.
Do you understand you're waiving the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at that trial?
I want to turn appointed first, sir.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender to represent you.
Can I have a moment to speak with him?
Yep. You already has a public defender, right? Okay, I'll say. He told me that. You understand you waive your right to have the public defender's office represent you at a trial?
Yes, sir.
You understand you waiving the right to challenge the state's evidence, question the state's witnesses, and call witnesses on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
If there's a witness you wanted to call and that witness does not want to appear, the court can use the subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No, sir.
You understand you waiving your right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
You understand you waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose?
Yes, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entering this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
Did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
For the purposes of this plea, Your Honor, yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, based on a stipulation, the court will find on a factual basis, I'll accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt. I'll give you credit for the
46 days.
46 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 46 days credit time served. The court costs of prosecution in that case of $301. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. All those costs will be payable directly to the clerk within 2 years of today's date. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Mr. Branch, you want to tell me something?
I need to sign that form. But nothing for the court at this time, Your Honor.
As to your Arnold bond case 2021 CF 5595 AO, the court is going to revoke that bond and set a new bond at $0 in that matter. Well, I think you already had one public defender represent you in your new case. You already have them in your old case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Jonathan Jimenez.
Mr. Jimenez, you're here in case 2021 CF 11556 AO on charge of robbery and domestic violence. Did review your charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Set your bond in count one, amount of $5,000, count two, $500. Condition on your bonds, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
Wait, want me to sign that? Robbery. This place.
All right, have a great day, sir. Have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Natalia Morris.
Ms. Morris, you're here in case 2021 CF 11557 AO on charge of aggravated battery, domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. It did find.
Your Honor, was there great bodily harm beyond mere bruising?
I think it was the weapon.
It was a
used.
weapon, Your Honor, not great bodily harm.
Yes, I just took it as aggravated battery with a weapon versus great bodily harm. I don't know if you have an argument. That's why I took it as when I read the affidavit.
Thank you.
Even though technically that may leave a scar later on. So, all right, man, I'm going to set your bond in this case an amount of $2,000. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision, that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Nicholas Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here in case 2021 CF 11539 AO on charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Good morning. My name is Tavia, and my last name is Powell, Powell.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. And can you tell me how you know Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith is my fiance.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
I do want contact, yes.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
It did not.
And state these prior ag assaults and battery convictions are?
I have a 2009 juvenile 2 counts of bat DV. Both were no prost. There was a different victim, Miss Green and Mr. Smith. There is.
Well, he has some, convictions for these exact same charges, aggravated assault and battery. I just want to make sure those weren't domestic violence as well.
There was a bat DV from 2020. The victim in that case was Miss Powell. It was no bail due to her being unwilling to prosecute. It appears 4492. He has an open bat 1 prior. The victim in that case being Miss Butler. And that case is open and set for pretrial in August or September. There's a open ag assault and bat DV from 2021. That case, the victim is Miss Powell. And that's all that I'm seeing within Orange County regarding battery cases, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Smith, I'm going to set your bond in count 1 in amount of $8,000, count 2, $1,000. Condition of your bonds that you had no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. 1 second here.
Your Honor, as to the higher bond on count 1, is that due to the history?
Well, it's history. I mean, outside of the cannabis charges, you have he has an open carry of a firearm, another battery, ag assault, deadly weapon, a robbery with a firearm, a robbery without a firearm, I believe. And then in this case, alleges another firearm is being used. He has an open case for carrying a concealed firearm in 2021 CF 692129 AO.
And there's 3 cases with Miss Powell as the victim, 1 from 2020 and 2 from 2021, other than this case.
I have a victim telling me that obviously he's never had an issue with this. So, actually, in your open case that you're out on bond on 2021 CF 6929 AO, the court's going to revoke those bonds, set new bonds at $0, finding probable cause you committed a new law offense while you were out on release in those cases. Mr. Smith, I'm not sure what's happening with you, but you may want to enroll yourself in a batter's intervention course, seek some treatment to deal with whatever's going on with relationships with other women.
I'm a judge. I be calling the police for help, and I always get like punished because of my record. I never get a chance to just have a peaceful exit.
I understand. All right, look. So the issues are you can do this. You can live in the world that you want to live in, or you can prepare for the world that it is right now. So if you know that I have this record, I did these things in the past, and I know that, you know, those are the things that are going to hold me back at some point, you should try to mitigate those circumstances in relationships, especially you have with other women. Because it's not just Ms. Powell seems to be way, it seems to be a lot of other women you have relationships with. So the Batter's Intervention Course help you give you tools to mitigate those circumstances. So you may not ever have to call the police because the problem was mitigated before it even got to that point. You understand?
I really don't be doing nothing, sir. I be working so hard to stay free.
Yeah.
Like, because I know my situations. I know how court systems is. I'm not new to this at all.
Right.
So it's like, when I come across situations like this, I really be trying to leave. I don't be trying to come from a judge and be like, hear my old past of what I did. I've done that. I mean, I was young, 29, with a career, 4 kids. So me seeing like the stuff where I be seeking help and nobody helped me because of my record, after a while it started to hurt. Like, what do I do? Just sit in jail and always be, you feel me? Like,
I got you.
Like, stereotype. I'm telling the police I needed help. I just wanted my belongings because that's my fiance. And instead of me wanting to fight with her, I be wanting to leave. And this allegations is not even true. Like, nothing. I'm telling the police, I'm calling for help. Why are you arresting me? What did I do? I have too much responsibilities. I work too hard to stay free, to be allocated for stuff I don't do. I could be doing a lot of stuff as a, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. So if you want to have a life with this woman, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all gonna have to learn how to live at peace with each other. If that's not a possibility, I'm talking about just in all things.
Yes, sir.
Not just in your intimacy, in your like vocation, in all things. You gotta live with peace with that person.
Yes,
otherwise, the marriage is not gonna work. The relationship is not gonna work. So if that's a person you can't live at peace with because you all can't figure out how to communicate properly with each other, and it's gonna cause you to like say, I gotta leave, and you know, she's getting upset with you and she's mad that you're leaving, and you know, she's got all that emotion built up in her. That may not be the situation, the marriage you want to be in.
It just, you know, I'm just like, I don't like, you know, that's my wife. You know, I figure we go through things.
Yeah.
It's just simple fact.
That's what I'm saying. In a marriage, you got to learn how to communicate with each other.
Yes.
Like like with that other person, no matter how angry you are with them, you still got to understand that you love them. You got to understand that I don't want to do anything else to harm them, either like the words I'm using or the actions I'm taking towards them.
Yes, sir.
You understand that? So that's what I'm talking about. So that's what I mean about the things mitigating that's what that program I'm talking about help mitigating the situation before you even got to that point.
Yes,
because obviously y'all were in a heated discussion, and no matter how heated it is, you can be really upset with each other. But you always gotta remember that I love that person, they love me back. I have to not use my words, usually use my words to hurt or harm that person, even though I may want to.
Yes, sir.
Even though I may really want to, I may feel like I'm really hurt deeply by whatever they did, but I can't use my words or my actions to harm that person.
It's legit. If I knew that I was gonna get, like,
no, that's what I mean.
Vote, like, I wouldn't even call for help. I would have left the material stuff.
So now you may have to do that. All right.
Is it okay if I speak? Do I have permission to speak?
Ma'am?
Am I able to speak at all? Or no?
Not right now. Okay. I'm done with Mr. Smith because I don't think by you talking, it's not going to help him.
Okay.
All right. So have a great day, sir. Have a great day, ma'am. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Rudolph Bennett.
I can hear you.
Rudolph Bennett.
Your
Mr.
Honor, I'm sorry, before we go any further, I believe you just got the one-time return with law enforcement when Mr. Brands asked about the bond, and it went into that.
Mr. Smith, you know?
Yes,
I gave him one-time return, didn't
but I don't believe you did any conditions past that. Did you do no weapons or anything past that? Or
I?
appointed
All
the
the
PD?
conditions. Yep, I think I did. Yep, did all the conditions. No weapons, no firearms, one-time return. Maintain separate residence. Yep. And yes, I appointed him to public defender. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Rudolph Bennett.
Mr. Bennett, you're here in case 2021 MM 6000 AO on a charge of violation of a domestic violence injunction. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name? Well, cover your face. Go.
Shaquana Parnell,
And
Parnell.
can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. Ma'am, you are here in, sorry, can you tell me how you know Mr. Bennett?
It's my boyfriend.
And do you want to have contact with him? Well, I guess you can't have contact with him until the injunction in New York is resolved. So,
New York
what else
is-
do you want to tell me about his release conditions?
New York is different than here.
Yeah, I know.
See how you asked me if I would like contact? The day that Mr. Bennett got arrested, he had too much to drink. He had a fire in his house and lost everything. So he was drinking. Being that we had a fight before in the past, I got nervous. I called the cops for them to escort him out. He had so much to drink, he was belligerent. He wound up getting locked up. He never even put his hands on me that day. I just wanted the escort because we had a fight in the past.
Yeah, I'm giving you an opportunity to be heard because our Constitution gives you the right to be heard, but I can't modify whatever happens in New York. So, it sounds like y'all gonna have to take separate flights back home and you gotta deal with the situation up there. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Bennett, I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $500. Condition that you comply with the New York injunction and have no contact with the victim. No weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. It's been a comedy of issues. 'Cause I was ready to go at 9, but the system didn't work. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Justin Bigelow.
Mr. Bigelow, you're here in case 2021 379 AA on a charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Here it is. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wesley Brown, sir.
Mr. Brown, you're here in case 2021 5986 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. All right. Yeah, we gotta make sure that's pointed towards this black box over here. Gonna move the headset piece over. No, the bottom piece. Nope, nope. What you're holding in your right hand needs to be facing towards this black box on the wall over here. All right, can you hear me? Yep, so I say move the box over somewhere, all the way over to maybe to the other side. There we go. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me now?
A little bit, sir. This is the first time in 67 years, Your Honor, that I've ever been arrested.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't really know.
Well, you have the right to remain silent, so I want to make sure you understand that before you start talking to me, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Sir, like I said, you're here in case 2021 MM 5986 AO on charges of battery domestic violence. Review the charging affidavit. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Set your bond amount of $500. You be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to make sure you maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing through pretrial release. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
I live in a home, sir.
I understand that. You can't live there right now as long as the victim's living there. So do you have any questions about the stipulations on the no contact order? All right. Have a great day, sir.
This is yours. This is yours.
It fixed the mic. I don't know what happened there. Can somebody turn the mic back towards my... There we go. Thank you. Sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sandra Cabello.
Ms. Cabello, you're here in case 2021 MM 5996 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. State, can you tell me when the latest case was with the same victim?
It looks like they're in 2021.
All right.
Mr.
All right,
Jones.
go and set your bond, ma'am, in this case, in the amount of $2,000. Condition on your bond, you had no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess or consume, so you may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. 1 second. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
It was January, March, and May of 2021, Your Honor. The latest.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Noah Draggers.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 5988 AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond amount $250. Is going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the stipulation
Yes,
on your no
we have a
contact
child
order?
together, so what am I supposed to do about seeing my kid?
Well, are you married to this person?
I'm not, no, ma'am, no.
No, sir? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so, well, you need to go probably talk to a family law attorney. I can't give you any legal advice as to that right now.
Okay.
All right, you gotta cover your nose, ma'am. All right, can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Lisa Marie Filmer.
Ms. Filmer, you're here in case 2021 MM 552AW on charges of battery, domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount $250. Is going to come with pretrial release supervision that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
We have 2 children together, and one is under the age of 3, and he needs my care.
Right.
The other one is 8, and so I don't really know how to go about this because we both live in the same house. We own the house.
Oh, you
And,
got us.
I'm the stay-at-home mom, like the take care of the 2. So I don't really know on how to go about this. As in,
Well, you all can't live together. So whoever, you can work that out with Judge Shoemaker about how you want to go about communicating about the care and giving of the children. You may decide to leave and go to the hotel as long as you guys aren't living together. It's the only thing that I'm asking that the court's requesting that's happening. All right? Or
Okay.
go to a relative's house somewhere else if you want to stay home with the kids.
yes, sir.
Have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Imaya Gordon.
Ms. Gordon, you're here in case 2021 MM 5995AO on charges of battery, domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond that you had no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
No, sir.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
It's Beverly Hope.
Ms. Hope, you're here in case 2021 MM 553AW on charge of battery, domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. Bond $250, pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
I do. So my daughter can actually go stay with her biological mother, which is what she's supposed to do, so I can maintain my residence. Is that an issue with the court?
So my orders are for you to maintain a separate residence.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but did you?
Stay so I can stay at my house? I mean,
That's why I ordered, maintain a separate residence. If she leaves, as long as you guys aren't living together.
okay.
You can't be within 500 feet of where she's living. So if she goes to live with her mom or brother, or boyfriend, whoever, and you are, as long as you guys are maintaining a separate residence.
I just, do I call the mom or do I get the police department to call her and ask her to go ahead and go to her mom's? How do I do that? Because I've never had any trouble. I don't know how to do this.
I'm guessing she hopes she's already gone, but you have a one-time return with law enforcement to get your stuff. So if there, she's not there, she's moved out. That's great. You just rely on pretrial release. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, so rely on your attorneys to get all that done.
Where I can't see my glasses. Thank
Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. A little bit over this way. There it is. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, Your Honor. Jude Carthley Marcano.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 5965AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Desire Ramirez.
Ma'am, we're here in case 2021 MM 5978AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond amount $250. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And will allow you to return to New York as part of your pretrial release conditions. Now, when you get to New York, all my orders are still in place. If you violate my orders in New York, they're going to arrest you. They're going to put you on a little small bus. I'll see you in about 6 months. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand me?
Yes, I do.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Tell me your name.
Sorry. Oh, my name?
Yes, sir.
Rodney Saintville.
All right. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 380AA on charge of trespass in the occupied structure, conveyance, and stalking. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond to count 1, the amount of $250. Count 2, $1,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You not return to the scene of the location. You need to make sure you not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on the no contact order? No contact order. You read it.
Yeah.
Yep, you got a copy of it. All right. Do you have any questions about what court's ordering you to do?
Not necessarily. I was gonna ask.
Oh, no, not necessarily. If you got any questions, you better ask them now, because if you violate them, it's not going to be fun.
All right. No question.
All right. Have a great day, sir. I appointed public defender representative. Did I? All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Shamari Thomas.
Ms. Thomas, you here in case 2021 MM 5966 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $500. Condition on your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. If she doesn't qualify?
I guess based off what they stated down here.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, I see the Seminole County case. All right, $500, no contact with the victim in this case. You need to make sure you maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And you be subject to random drug, so you may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing. All right, you have an affidavit filled out, say you make $700 a week,
Yeah.
but you have no dependents.
That was when I had a job. I don't have one now.
All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have ready, sir? You have any questions about your no contact order?
No, it's very self-explanatory.
All right, then you appointed the public defender to represent you, so you have an attorney.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Timmel.
Ms. Timmel, you're here in case 2021 MM 5998 AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in this case amount $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also do not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. One drug and alcohol testing through pretrial release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
I just have a question about the no contact order. Is that like indefinitely?
Until somebody in the black robe looks like me, it's probably safe to say that, they tell you that they're modifying it, they're changing it. I'll say it's safe to say it's in place. All right, so if you receive an order from a court or a judge that looks like me, then yes. Don't listen to people calling you and telling you that, oh, the judge did this, the judge did that, or,
I'll see it in person.
yeah. If you see it in person, that's what happened. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, Tyree Hoare.
What happened to Eastwood? All right. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent Ms. Eastwood in Osceola County case 2020 MM 2921.
Waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, she's here for an FTA warrant. Bonds $1,500, going to remain as set. Say your name one more time, Mr. Horton.
Tyree Horton.
Mr. Horton, you hear from Osceola County case 2021 CT 711 AO for a violation of probation. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. Your bonds remain at no bond. Not taking any action in 2021 CT 5713 AO case. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in your case. You have a great day, sir.
All right.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Caroline Mishka.
Ma'am, you're here in Hillsborough County case 2021 CF 3159 and 2021 CF 433 for violations of probation in those two cases. Judge in those cases set your bond at no bond. Your bonds remain at no bond until we get you over to Hillsborough County. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you while you're here in my custody until we get you to Hillsborough County. You have a great day, ma'am.
Sir?
You have a great day.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
That's what?
This is what you're here in a Seminole County case 2021 MM 900 for a violation of probation. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. Your bonds can remain at no bond till we get you over to Seminole County. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you while you're here in my custody. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tavius Ward.
Mr. Ward, 1 second. What happened to Wordy?
Did you say Wardy, sir?
No, no.
That's the defendant.
Mr. Ward. I'm sorry. Apologize. I can hear you say, your name is Quintavious Ward?
Yes.
Okay, because all I heard was Tavius, and I was like, I don't have they're not the right person. Apologize for that. All right, sir, you're here for a Lake County case in case 2020 CF 1547 for a failure to appear. The judge in Lake County set your bond at no bond. Your bonds remain at no bond on a failure to appear. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you to even get you over to Lake County. I'm not taking any action in Osceola County out on bond case 2021 MM 354. All right, have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ian Michael Flack.
Mr. Flack, you're here in case 2021 CF 12200 for violation of probation. Judge in that case signed a warrant, set your bond at no bond. Your bonds remain at no bond. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You're a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release or bail or bond on this case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. Have a great day, sir.
Say again?
Have a great day.
What do I do?
About what?
Oh, have a good day.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Charles Meadows.
Mr. Meadows, you're here in 3 matters. The first one being 2021 CT 5004 AO for a failure to appear. Judge in that case set your bond amount of $2,000. You're arrested in case 2021 MM 5969 AO for a resisting officer and for charge of resisting officer without violence. Did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to say your bond in that case amount of $500. You're on probation in case 2014 CF 7734 AO. Law enforcement filed an on-view violation of probation. Court found a probable cause that you committed new law offenses while you're on probation. You're going to set your bond at no bond in that case. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases if you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Daniel Pace.
Mr. Page, you're here in case 2012 CF 13497BO on a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond is going to remain at no bond. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You're what the law considers to be a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release or bail on bond on this case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. You have a great day, sir. Does anybody have anything else before we go into recess?
No, Your Honor.
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Eileen, nothing? Must be feeling good. You got your jacket on today.
To Park Lake Presbyterian, and the cost of investigation, $118.40 to Orlando Police Department.
118.40. All right, raise your right hand, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, you heard what Mr. Branch just said. Is that what you want to do here today? You had the opportunity to discuss with your attorney the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights? Do you have any questions for me about them? All right, you have a plea form in front of you. Have you had the opportunity to review that form? It further explains those rights. Do you have any questions about the form? All right. Other than the state's offer, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea? At this time, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass and structure? I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 5 days you've been in custody. I'll order that you're not allowed to return to the scene.
That's located at 221 East Colonial Drive, Park Lake Presbyterian Church.
And I have to order that you pay the cost of investigation, $118.40 to...
Orlando Police Department.
All right. Court costs will be about $300. How long do you think it'll take you to pay that?
I have to go to DOC for 3 years, so
Ah,
I'm already sentenced to DOC.
I'm going to reduce it to a lien. All right, good luck, sir. Yes, sir. Please tell me your name. Interpreter? Oh,
We have one more arraignment, Your Honor.
all right, so 21 MM 5321 is not coming to court? I don't know what that means. Does that mean he's not coming? Oh, he's medical, okay. All right, Mr. Brandt, your office represents him already in this petty theft?
We'll waive the appearance and enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 81, pre-trial conference date will be September 15th, 9 a.m., courtroom 4E.
All right, thank you. Sorry, I didn't know what that meant. Is this Spanish interpreter cases? Wait, what? Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter.
Has the interpreter been sworn?
Yes, Your Honor, the interpreter has already been sworn.
Thank you. Please connect with the headset.
The interpreter is connected now, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Luis Alberto Guerrero Miralda.
Luis Alberto Guerrero Miralda.
In 21 MM 5962, you're here charged with criminal mischief. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have contact with any victim or witness in this case. Is this where he lives?
I believe so, Your Honor, per the address.
All right. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. All right, good luck, sir.
Okay.
Please tell me your name.
Luis Manuel Marin Cruz.
Luis Marin Cruz.
20 CT 6106, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of driving while license revoked. Your bond on that is $2,000. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. In 21 CF 11551, you're here charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause for that charge. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Sí. Yes.
All right, good luck.
Buenas.
Please tell me your name.
Bianchi Miranda Bautista.
Yankee Miranda Bautista.
21 CF 8921, a capias was issued for your arrest, charging you with child abuse.
The information has also already been filed, Your Honor, with the same charge.
All right. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Does this qualify for pretrial release?
No.
I sent an email to Teresa and Ashley advising you about this case.
Oh,
But they sent an email to the judge who issued the warrant and court ordered her to pretrial release because it doesn't qualify. So I know since it's a capias and you say you all can't change the bond.
I can on this one because it's a probable cause order. It's not
Oh, okay, yeah.
a failure to appear capias.
Yeah, she would just sit here.
All right. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. With special conditions, you can have no hostile or violent contact with the victim. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Same.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all we have for the interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a different kind of capias. This one we can change.
Okay, gotcha.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Harvey and Dudley.
All right, you have two cases. In 21 MO 986, you're charged with open container of an alcoholic beverage. And in 21 MM 5990, you're charged with trespass on property after warning.
Yes, Your Honor, there's been offers conveyed in both. On the open container, the offer was a withhold credit time served from the city. And on the trespass, the offer conveyed was an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to Lake Eola.
I was drinking in the park. I'm sorry. I'm kind of guilty.
Okay.
I don't have to go to Chattahoochee or anything, do I?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I was just drinking in the park. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right, I
was
understand. Thank
Drinking in
you.
the park alcohol. Yeah. I was having alcohol and the Mountain Dew and smoking. Yeah, I fell asleep.
Okay. Hold on, Mr. Brands, is he interested in accepting the state's offers?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Dudley, I want to ask you a couple questions, okay?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to talk to Mr. Brands about what it means if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today?
Who's that, ma'am?
The man standing right next to you with the blue tie.
I did give him a sheet with the offer and the plea form, so for him to look over as we're avoiding
Can I be
contact.
released today on a bond issue?
I can issue bond on this, or if you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest, and I sentence you to credit time served, you'd be released.
If I agree, and I be released today by time served, how much time do I have to serve, do you know?
What you've already served. I would give you credit for the
I've
time
been here
you.
about a year. I've been here since my birthday. So
You're
I
right.
had a bunch of deaths in the family, so they're gonna give me a hard time anyway, so I'm not sure what to do.
Your
I've
Honor.
been chatting with you a few times, and I got a
Yeah.
drinking problem, though. Can you see me the Aspire program or something so I can eat? I have to live on the streets. Yeah, there's a big fight at Daily Bread. We all got in trouble.
I see.
Your
All
Honor,
right,
can I approach?
Yes.
Please.
All right, Mr. Dudley. I appreciate your patience. Sorry, I had to talk to the lawyers about a couple of things. And I understand you said that you have some family issues and you'd like to get out of jail today. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take no action on your out on bond cases. I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance on both of these. So you have an open container of alcohol. I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. You know what that means?
I get released today, ma'am?
Yes, sir. But listen to me carefully. You can't drink any more alcohol, okay?
Okay, well, I belong to the Aspire program. They do,
Okay.
I'm in the smoking cessation group.
Okay.
They do give me nicotine patches with my Togentin and my Alonzo pen. It's through here is why I'm telling you this. I mean,
Right.
I paid you guys to get out for the medication. I didn't mean to get mad. You know,
Right.
I was just thinking in the park where to go to the hospital to, my dad was a paramedic. I was thinking, I talked to the fire department, man. We're trying to yeah, that's what happened, really.
Right.
A big fight broke out, and the fire department said, y'all got to go.
Right.
It didn't matter where we start. The fire department said, y'all got to go. And they just come on.
So we're not gonna discuss the facts any further today.
Okay.
What I
Are
want
we
you to
released
do.
today?
You're gonna be released today.
Thank you.
But see that green piece of paper, I need you to call that number. Stay in touch with your attorney. Okay. Good luck, sir. Mr. Branch, you gotta make some notes on that one.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
Oh, by the way, there is probable cause for both.
And a no return?
I'm not gonna. Okay. Please tell me your name.
Kyle Carnley.
21 MM5968. You're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer conveyed was an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to the Royal Inn.
I did inform Mr. Carnley of that offer.
I received the paper.
I'm sorry, what?
I received the paper. That's
All right.
the only thing I received about a plea.
Decreased contact, Your Honor. I made plea forms with the offer and the information pertinent to the client.
But you don't talk to them?
Not individually anymore due to COVID outbreaks, as we discussed last week. So I give a general statement at the beginning, and then I have them hand out the plea offers individually. I thought we talked about this last week, Your Honor.
No, I did not understand that your office was not going to be speaking with them.
Not individually, but in general, what we do about the proceedings.
I don't know that I'm going to accept any pleas then.
May I approach again, Your Honor?
I don't know. I think it's your microphone. I don't understand the feedback. I don't have the volume high. All right, Mr. Carnley, I understand that you didn't actually speak with an attorney about your case, but he handed you some paperwork that explains the rights you're giving up and also the state's plea offer. Did you see the state's plea offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you interested in accepting that today?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. You understand that if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today, you'll be waiving or giving up certain constitutional rights, like your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to a jury trial when one is required, your right to call witnesses and present any defenses that you have, your right to force the state to prove all charges against you beyond all reasonable doubt. You understand you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, did you say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just had to make sure I hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, if you're on probation anywhere, that can be violated if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea other than the state's offer?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, at this time, how do you wish to plead a trespass on property after warning?
Ma'am?
How do you wish to plead a trespass on property after warning?
Guilty.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time you've been in custody. I have 2 days. I have to order that you not return to,
The Royal Inn located at 7101 South Orange Blossom Trail.
so you understand you can't go back to the Royal Inn now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those. All right, good luck. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Released. Ma'am,
Yes.
when will I be getting released?
If you have nothing else holding you, you'll be released at some point today. They have to process you out, so it takes a little bit of time.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
But you'll be released today. Yes, sir, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Robert Harris.
21MM5992, you're here charged with battery. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness. Do you understand what no contact means?
It's 1,000 or 500.
It's 1,000.
It just said five. When I came, my
It did say that. I raised it. I'm looking at your criminal history.
situation, ma'am.
Listen, you can say anything you want, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
I do.
So if you make statements about the facts of the case, you might make admissions on the record, which the state can
By
use.
me, I would love for you to hear this. Some of it.
All right, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what do you want to tell me, sir?
Ma'am, I was on the bus, the Lynx bus, and this individual, he has a girlfriend. These people know me. And he's kicking my leg 3 times on the bus. I get off the bus, go in Taco Bell. He comes in there, walks by, knocks my drink down. Now, I walk out of there, I say, why are you following me? They asked me for a couple dollars. I'm broke. I'm homeless just like them. And then out of nowhere, he comes, like, they got a homeless bench that we sit on, and he comes up to me. He's been following me 3 days. And he's swinging this phone cord. So I said, man, please get the cord out of my face. So what ends up happening is I stand up, and he kind of comes towards me. We hug each other. I'm like, man, I'm tired of you playing with me. Because I've been to prison before, man. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect candidate in this situation.
Right.
But this is coming at me. And I've been downtown saving lives, giving phones back, giving driver's license to the police, checking for Amber Alerts. And this guy is bipolar, schizophrenic. He's like really like cuckoo. And he's not the only one following me, ma'am. I have like multiple people following me, and I've been trying to figure out if I had an app on me from a phone or something, something's going on, because I could be somewhere and they'll just come there. So what's happening is I think I'm being followed, Your Honor. And then when I tell him to leave me alone, he wouldn't. So we fall on the ground, and then I'm trying to like get up. He's on top of me. We're tossing around. And then the Officer Ham says that he has a body cam on this. Now, if you had a body cam, why didn't you have it from when he swung this phone cord? And then next thing you know, he goes, calls the cops. We all homeless, so I have no clue where he gets the phone from. And no, I was not running because I've been doing things for the cops and police lately. Next thing you know, cops come talk to me at the park. And they tell me, they say, well, this guy said that you battered him. I said, well, do anybody have any cam, like the camera? The camera, because I was sitting right up under there by Taco Bell. They said, yeah, we have a camera. but they say we have to get a cop to do whatever they did. And the cop says, everything looks good, but it just looks like y'all fell down. He looks like he was gonna strike you, but the way it looks like you were upset about it, and y'all both, like, you didn't hit him, but you wanted to. I never struck this guy, Your Honor. I know this guy. His girlfriend's a drug user. These are rehab drug people. We're homeless. We're in the street. They're following me, trying to steal my money for drugs. They kicked my leg on the bus 3 times, and it's like they constantly follow me. I could go all the way down to the Lake Eo, down to the bottom where the Fountain of Youth is, or just be anywhere out of the way, and they're following me all the way to the bus station, the Lynx bus station. They sleep at the train station. I get there first. Here they come. And then when they come, it's like they're coming and they're just constantly harassing people, stealing property, and doing criminal things. Then if I say something to them about it, like I told them, I'm gonna tell the cops that you stole the lady's phone. They said, we don't care. I said, well, I'm gonna take the phone from you. And see, they know that I could be violent about some of this stuff because I got a lot of friends, Your Honor. But I have been very righteous to these people. And then all of a sudden, for him to be a homeless guy, he calls the cops. And Officer Ham says, well, we evaluated everything. I talked to Sarge, and I asked Sarge, I said, Sarge, how would you feel if a person got their hand in their pocket and they won't take it out and they're walking towards you and it's dark? And you're asking them, will you please take your hand out your pocket? What's in your pocket? I've been to prison, Your Honor. If you have your hand in your pocket, that means you're finna stab somebody, hurt somebody, or kill someone. And it's constantly following me. One more time, I cannot get a break. And this is like going on for 2 weeks.
So what I'm reading, so all I have is the probable cause affidavit, right?
I'm telling you.
We're not at a jury trial yet.
Ma'am.
There will be lots more evidence later, right?
I understand.
All I have now is your statement and this probable cause affidavit. And what you're telling me is consistent with what you said here, but it's different than what some of the other witnesses said. And the officer watched surveillance video, not his body cam, but surveillance video. I'll tell you what it says.
Yes, ma'am.
I was able to view the footage. I observed Harris yelling at someone inside a doorway. Harris then walked eastbound quickly towards Archer, who stops and raises his arms. Harris stopped walking. Archer then turned to walk away from Harris, and Harris jumps on Archer and throws him to the ground. Harris appears to strike Archer at least 3 times with his fist and once his leg. So hold on, let me tell you. I'm not telling you this is necessarily all of the truth. I don't know what the state's gonna do with this case. The only thing I'm telling you is based on this, there's probable cause. That's the only thing I know. So then I look at your history.
That's what I'm telling this guy got a history.
Right, so it says you
Goes
have.
to Lakeside. Why is he following me, honey? Your Honor? And it's like, I can't understand is I never striked him.
Well,
I never touched him.
All right, so here's.
The way we fell on the ground, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to hit him, but I never fought with nail hit.
So what'll happen is I appointed an attorney to represent you. They're gonna file a motion requesting all the discovery from the state, and you'll get that video and you'll be able to watch it later. We just can't watch it today. I don't have it today.
But
Hold on, let me tell you what I was thinking. I wanna make sure you understand what I'm thinking.
No.
What I have is a record that shows you have 23 prior felonies, 20 misdemeanors, that you were released from prison last year. So that's why I raised your bond. Let me ask, hold on. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, I believe what you said is reasonable, given the facts on the case, the corroborating surveillance video, and then the history. Some of it being violations of injunctions, some of it being violations of probation.
Stuff is so old.
Ag
Is what?
assaults, ag stalkings, stalking after injunction, multiple batteries, battery on person 65 or older. I'd also like to bring your attention to the last line, the comments. I don't know if mental health PTR is an option, however.
Mr. Harris, do you have a history of mental health issues?
Yes, I do at the moment, ma'am, because what's happening is every time I'm helping somebody, they're dying. I was at the Sunrail train station, And then this guy, he's drinking. He's like a little, I call him winos. So he's a little drunk. He's a drunken guy. He drinks. He's a drinker. Now he's sitting on the bench.
All right, Mr. Harris, I'm gonna stop you. Here's why. I need to ask someone a question. Could he qualify for mental health pretrial release?
Your Honor, you can have him screened, but I don't think he would qualify. You can have him screened.
Is it based on his record?
History. They haven't really been qualifying anybody, but you can have him screened, Your Honor.
Your Honor, could I be heard as to?
Yes, hold on, Mr. Harris. I'm gonna let your attorney speak.
So I would just request a lower monetary bond as he is under oath and has spoken to his ability and his trials in the reform after leaving custody. So I would have you consider that his argument as he's trying to turn over a new leaf and setting a low reasonable bond for him to, he's also homeless, so he may not be able to afford the $1,000 bond, but a $100 bond may be reasonable for him to be released today.
Here's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Harris. First, I'm gonna have you screened for a program called Mental Health Pretrial Release, which would mean you don't have to post a monetary bond the day that you get out, but you'll have to comply with the program. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
As part of that, you can't have any contact with this victim or witness.
I have no problem with that.
Right, so just don't have any contact with them. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. And I'm ordering that you comply with any physician's orders. So if you get ordered to take a medication, you have to take it,
Yes, ma'am.
all right? If he doesn't qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'll reduce his bond back to $500, but I won't go lower than that. You'll have to file a motion
Yes,
with all the same conditions. All right, good luck, sir.
thank you.
Stay in touch with your attorney. Please tell me your name.
Cedric Jackson, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. 21 MM 5991. You're here charged with retail petty theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. Was there an offer?
There's not, Your Honor. It's enhanceable.
Okay. So, sir, there is probable cause. I reviewed the PC affidavit. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $250 on count 1, $100 on count 2. While you're out on bond, sir, you cannot return to Lowe's at 8700 West Colonial Drive. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can't have contact with any victim or witness. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Please tell me your name.
Burley Jacobs.
21 MM 5989. You're here charged with trespass in a structure or conveyance. There is probable cause.
There was an offer conveyed, Your Honor, of an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to the food and lotto.
Yeah, he's out on bond in at least one, if not two cases. One of them is burglary of an unoccupied dwelling.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm inclined to revoke that.
I believe the other case is a possession of yield loan.
Yeah, it's the burglary that I'm more concerned with the trespass.
Understood, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, sir?
Can I speak on that? Because the
You
burglary,
can, hold on, let me tell you. You can say anything you want, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Best to remain silent.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you heard what your attorney, well, I'm going to appoint you in his case. So now you heard what your attorney said. Given all that, do you still want to say something?
Yes, just real quick, ma'am. If there's no problem, but, okay, with the burglary case, that's basically an apartment I was living in, and we was evicted already, but we didn't have anywhere to go, so we was still there. And I guess that's why they just charged us with a burglary, but I'm just more in a situation right now where my child is finna be in child services. Like, I got blessed to be out just a couple of days ago, 2 weeks ago, you feel me, to get out and like try to handle some stuff up, but this was honestly like just an honest slip up. Like it wasn't intentional or anything. I just walked to the store for my child. And
All right, let me ask the state about, do you have the facts of the burglary case?
Yes, Your Honor. Would you like a copy of it? It hasn't been filed on. He just picked it up July 15th.
Does it sound consistent with what he just said?
Representative showed damage to the front door frame of the apartment. A black male and white female were inside. The maintenance manager was doing rounds. Noticed that the door looked kicked in. Noticed a vehicle belonged to the previous residence in the parking lot. Eviction was served 7:15 and the front doors were locked. He picked this up 7:18, so about 3 days later.
And that's what he said, as they were evicted and he was still there.
Mr. Jacobs
Yes, ma'am.
exited the apartment. And then the female also left. There was damage to the door frame.
All right.
Like I told him, Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor, but I told the officers yesterday because they were familiar with me or whatever, but he even told me he had the option to let me go or not because it wasn't that serious, like, and he still chose just because he was going off my previous history or whatever, like. But I'm actually trying to make a difference. Like, I'm actually, caseworkers and all just came and saw us yesterday and was trying to help us, like, get back in track with my baby mother. Like, I'm...
All right. Based on that, I'll stay your bond at 500 in the trespass. Just don't go back to the food and lotto store. You know where that is?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't go back there. And I'm going to take no action on your out on bond cases. Good luck, sir.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Horace Lyman.
21 MM 5993. You're here charged with battery and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, sir. Your bond is $500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand that?
No.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't possess or consume alcoholic beverages or any controlled substance without a valid prescription.
Your Honor, as to his out on bond, I don't know if information's been filed on those 3 cases. I didn't see any filings for your consideration.
I don't know, but it seems like they're in the same vein as this one.
The first one, the cocaine and cannabis, he just picked up July 16th. We have not filed an information yet due to FDLE not being back. The second one, the tampering, possession of cocaine, resisting officer without violence, he just picked up June 26th. I believe bond may have already been revoked on it. I have a note from 8-4 from the ASA objecting to reinstating bond on that case. And then on the 21 CF 7972, the threatening public servant resisting without an open container, he picked up 7-6. So they're all within the past month and a half, and all relatively the same.
I'm going to revoke them all, Counselor. Your office is going to have to file a motion.
No, I just got up on 33 days on all new cases.
I understand, but at this time, I'm going to revoke those RORs. So your attorney is going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge to get you released on those.
So I can't get out today?
Correct. Not at this time.
So I can't bond out.
Correct. Not today. They're going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge.
So what about if they let me out on RR?
I'm revoking that today. Because the state hadn't filed the charges within 33 days, that's why you were released on those cases. But when you're released on a criminal charge, you cannot be arrested for committing new criminal charges. If you are, that bond or ROR can be revoked. Please tell me your name.
My name is Chester Dwayne Scott.
21 MM 5997. Sir, you're here charged with petty theft. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $250. You cannot return to the Wyndham Gardens Hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Am I getting out today?
If you post your bond, you can.
Okay, I ain't posting now. Let's ride out. Come on.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please tell me your name.
Patrick Evans.
In 21 MM 2472, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating pretrial release. The bond set on that is $5,000, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
An offer was conveyed, Your Honor, of an adjudication credit time served.
So that's the only thing we're doing, right?
Unless there's something else. I'm sorry, did the court hear the offer from the state, or do you want me to recite the offer?
No, I didn't hear it.
Offer conveyed was an adjudication credit time served.
I believe Mr. Evans wishes to resolve that today, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Evans.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sir, you had a chance to speak with an attorney about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights? Do you have any questions for me about them? Did you have a chance to read that form? It further explains those rights. I want you to take a look at that and tell me if you have any questions. You understand if you're on probation, this will violate that probation. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything other than the state's offer to get you to enter this plea? All right, sir, at this time, how do you wish to plead to violating a condition of pretrial release? I can't hear you.
Guilty.
All right, sir, I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time you've been in jail.
4 days.
Thank you. I'll order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay that. All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Were we appointed in that during our discussion, Your Honor?
I did. Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, previously you were anyway. Please tell me your name.
Justin Myers.
In 21 MM 5844, a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with retail petty theft. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to return to Target. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Michael Lee Bennett.
Patricia Winningham.
Patricia Winningham is bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bennett, you're here in 21 MO 987, charged with open container of an alcoholic beverage. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, I've been authorized on the city's behalf to offer a withhold credit time served.
Mr. Bennett, did you have a chance to discuss with the attorney what the state's offer is?
Yes.
Are you interested in accepting that?
Yes, I am.
Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, did you also discuss with him the rights that you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
Yes, I read the form.
I'm sorry, one more time? All right. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any questions for me about them? Mr. Bennett, did I see you back in July for the same charge?
They probably, yeah.
All right. And we discussed back then the same rights that you'd be giving up if you enter a plea.
Yes.
All right, sir. How do you wish to plead to the charge of open container of an alcoholic beverage?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the time you've been in custody. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. Do you have a job?
I'm on disability from the military.
All right, I'll give you a year to pay it.
Thanks.
Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Jonathan Bellamy, refused, Your Honor.
What about visual Russell?
Bonded, Your Honor.
21 CF 11562. I'll find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office. The bond is 1,000 on count 1, 500 on count 2, 100 on count 3 and 4. He's not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, not allowed to return to the scene. At this time, I'm revoking his out on bond cases. I'm waiting on y'all. Sir, please tell me your name.
David Birdsong.
21 CF 11543. Sir, you're here charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $1,000. You can't have any contact with the victim or any witness in this case or any co-defendant. Do you understand? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Bianca Bonilla.
21 CF 11525. You're here charged with robbery with a firearm and carrying a concealed weapon. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Let me ask, does the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, given count 1, given that it is a PBL, state's asking that you hold or no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
No argument from the defense, Your Honor, pending that Arthur hearing with her attorney.
All right, there is probable cause here. I will hold you at no bond on count 1. Your bond will be $2,500 on count 2. You cannot have any contact with the victim or any witness or co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't return to the Baywash car wash. Do you know where that is?
No, ma'am. It was that was false. That's why.
755 South Goldenrod Road. Don't go back there. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor, given that she's held no bond.
Right. All right, good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Christian Bordelloy.
21 CF 11524. You're here charged with robbery with a firearm, aggravated battery, causing great bodily harm, carrying a concealed weapon, a concealed firearm. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Obviously, you'll have to conflict off of one of these. There is probable cause here. Does the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, given that count 1 is a punishable by life offense, state is asking that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
No argument from the defense pending the Arthur hearing.
All right, at this time, I will hold you at no bond on count 1. Your bond on count 2 will be $5,000. Count 3 will be $2,500. You can have no contact with the victim, any witness, or any co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to the Baywash at 755 South Goldenrod Road. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Brown.
21 CF 11541. You're here charged with fraud, impersonating someone else, and petty theft. Knowingly and intentionally and unlawfully possessing 5 or more identifications that are not yours. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't return to the Christian Service Center. Did the state do something with his out on bond case?
We filed on it, Your Honor. Is that what you mean? We did.
Well, because it says closed. I don't know why.
No, I have it open. We filed 7/20/21. I don't have any null pros or anything like that, Your Honor. We did, he did get out ROR due to a 33rd day, and we filed afterwards, but
Yeah, it says it was closed in June, so I don't know why it says that.
let me check the clerk's site, 1 second.
I'm not going to revoke it. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Bryant.
One more time.
Johnny Bryant.
Thank you. 21 CF 11537. You're here charged with aggravated battery and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to the scene for any reason. All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Lucas Charias.
In 20 CF 3216, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a court date on charges of kidnapping, false imprisonment, and battery. There is no bond authorized on this capias, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck. You have an attorney?
A PD, Your Honor.
Oh, it's a PD, okay. Please tell me your name.
Michael Dyson.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 9691. So another judge has already found probable cause. You're charged with 2 counts of violating, so sexual offender, failure to update information with Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, and failure to update permanent address. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I'll stay the bonds as listed in the warrant, $5,000 on each count. Good luck. You understand you have to maintain your sex offender reporting requirements. All right. Please tell me your name.
Landy Emmanuel Ferreira, ma'am.
21 CF 11526. You're here charged with robbery with a firearm and carrying a concealed weapon. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Yes, Ms. May?
Your Honor, given that count 1 is a punishable by life offense, state is asking that you hold a no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Argument from the defense, Your Honor, pending that Arthur hearing with his attorney.
All right, at this time, you'll have no bond on count 1. Your bond will be $2,500 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim, any witness, or co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to the Baywash, nope. You can't return to, yes, Baywash, located at 755 South Goldenrod Road. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please tell me your name.
Herschel Gaines.
21 CF 11480. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with aggravated assault with a firearm. Another judge has already found probable cause. Yes, Ms. May?
Your Honor, state's just asking for a higher bond than normal, given his history. It's fairly lengthy with other violent offenses. And given the threats made within the affidavit, this charge isn't a charge that can be held no bond. However, the ASA who will be covering this downtown is considering potentially filing a pretrial detention motion at a later time. So state would just ask for a higher bond. I understand that he's entitled to a bond, but given his history and the threats made, I think it'd be reasonable under the circumstances.
Mr. Brandt, did you wish to be heard? Thank you, Counselor.
Just a reasonable bond that isn't high enough to keep him here financially if he can't afford it.
Preferably, or specifically, the state's referring to the out-of-state conviction. It's significantly close to what was threatened to happen, as well as the other history that is violent in nature.
Well, in addition to all the violent history, I also see that he has a prior escape.
As well as an active injunction.
And an active injunction. All right, Mr. Gaines, based on your history and the facts of this case, at this time, your bond is $50,000. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must surrender any firearm or ammunition that you have within 24 hours of your release. You can't be within 1,000 feet of the victim's residence or place of employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Or her daughter. Can be within 1,000 feet of the daughter's residence or place of employment or school. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Stephen Green.
21 CF 11549. You're here charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $2,500. You can have no contact with the victim. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to the Circle K at 10960 West Colonial Drive. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Laura Hodge.
21 CF 11529. You're here charged with possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's Kutsenko?
Semco is bonded, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
D'Artagnan Lane.
20 CF 15115. A warrant was issued for your arrest for driving without a license causing a death.
Your Honor, an information has already been filed in this case. A death did result per the affidavit. And I believe there was originally a order to try to get him from Illinois. I do know he has.
I'm sorry, say that one. There was what?
An order to get him from Illinois. I believe we were trying to, we were trying to extradite him from Illinois, where I believe he's originally from. I do believe he still has ties to Illinois. Given that a death resulted, the state would ask for a higher bond, and given his out-of-state ties.
Is there a specific bond the state is requesting?
No, Your Honor, I'll leave that within your discretion.
All right, I've appointed your office, Mr. Brantz. Did you wish to be heard?
Again, Your Honor, a reasonable bond under these circumstances. He is unemployed. I wouldn't want a bond too high that would just keep him here for monetary reasons.
Your Honor, his Illinois driver's license expired in 2011. He didn't obtain a Florida driver's license. He obtained a Florida ID card in 2020.
Well, for his convictions, I have a robbery, DUI, something with a child. I can't tell what that is. Domestic battery.
I believe the child, or it's a .16 for the DUI.
So he has significant out-of-state ties and history. This case involves a death.
And we did an extradition request back on the 9th to get him from Illinois.
All right, at this time, your bond will be $50,000. You can have no contact with any witness in this case, even while you're in custody. Do you understand that? You can't drive without a valid Florida driver's license. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Lucius Levine.
21 CF 9792, a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with 3 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation and 1 count of lewd and lascivious conduct. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Yes, Ms. May?
Your Honor, how the warrant came in charges 5B, charges the molestation on a victim 12 or younger. The affidavit states the victim was 13 years old. So state is requesting that you set a bond on count 1, 2, and 3. The state would request it be a high bond due to the nature of the charges, and he is entitled to a bond on count 4, the way it's charged. But state would ask that you revoke his out on bond case. We did file battery on a person 65 years or older.
All right, Mr. Brantz?
I concur with the state in setting a reasonable bond on the current charges and perhaps just setting a higher monetary bond on the out on bond case.
As charged, it should have been a life offense. It should have came in under 5, sub 5, sub C, sub 2, due to the victim's age. I believe it was an oversight by the PC judge as well as the officer or the detective.
But the victim was 13.
Victim was 13, which puts it into an F2 instead of an F1 punishable by life.
All right, thank you. At this time, your bond will be $100,000 on count 1, 50,000 on count 2, 25,000 on count 3. $15,000 on count 4. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can have no contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You can't be within 1,000 feet of the victim's residence or her school. At this time, I'm revoking your bond in 21 CF 7667. Please tell me your name,
Oh, Lois?
your whole name.
Oh, Junior Lois?
21 CF 11561, you're here charged with burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause. Your bond is $3,500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
No, what does that mean?
Yes, do you understand what no contact means?
Or like don't hit like your people up?
Right, you can't call her, you can't send a text message, you can't send a message through friends or family, you can't contact her on social media, there's no contact. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to her residence for any reason. All right, good luck.
All right.
Please tell me your name.
Jasper Manning.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 9521, charging you with discharging a firearm in public and carrying concealed weapon. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on each count. All right, so in 21 CF 2206, he was out on bond for carrying a concealed weapon. So I'm going to revoke that bond. In 21 CF 7884, he was also out on bond. Those are violent charges. I'm revoking that bond. However, in 21 MM 523, it's the same date. So I don't know if the charges stem from the same incident, but I'm not going to revoke that one because I'm not sure if that's from the same incident. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Dominic Alexander Marcus.
19 CF 14322, you're here charged with a violation of community control by using intoxicants to excess or possessing marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no bond authorized, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck.
Could we do is that considered a denial, that we could get a court date?
It's a felony.
No, because it's community control, not probation.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't do
it's
that
not
for
the
those.
same procedure, okay.
No,
All right.
right, it's different. Please tell me your name.
Dimitri Luis.
In 21 CF 11545, you're here charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and criminal mischief. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $2,500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. You can't return to the Christian Service Center. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Corn Patterson?
20 CF 14899, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on charges of dealing in stolen property and grand theft of a firearm. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. The bond authorized is $5,000 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Pettit Christopher.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Christopher Pettit.
Thank you. 21 CF 11555, you're here charged with petty theft with 2 prior convictions and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $2,500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You can't return to Home Depot at 4403 Millennia Plaza Way. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Tell me your name, please.
Ronnie Randall.
Thank you, sir. A warrant was issued for your arrest in 18 CF 11228 for violating mental health pretrial release. There's no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir. Where's Natasha Pristel? 21 CF 11566. I'll find her refusal a willing waiver of her appearance. There's probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney. Her bond is $2,500. No victim contact, not returned to the scene. All right. He has, I think, 5 cases, Mr. Brandt. I'm going to appoint your office in all 5.
That's fine, Your Honor. We'll waive his appearance as well.
All right. So in 21 MM 593, I'll stay the bond at $1,000 and $500. Do not return to Walmart.
I believe it's 5930.
5930. Yes, sir. Do you have that one? 500. I'm staying it. No return to Walmart. And then in 21 CF 11560, there is probable cause. I'll stay that at $1,000 and $150. No co-defendant contact, no contact with any known drug dealers, and not possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. (21 CF 11497). It's a warrant. I'll stay that bond at $500. No return, no victim contact. (21 MM 5955). All right, I'll stay that bond, $1,500 and $500. No return to target, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And I'm sorry, they're out on bond cases. I'm going to revoke his out on bond cases. Please tell me your name.
It's Corey Slaughter.
Thank you. 20 CF 7239. Sir, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your pretrial release.
Can I speak on that behalf?
So you can, but we're not having an evidentiary hearing today. Another judge has already signed this warrant. So I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you.
Yeah, because I went to court.
Hold on one second. Let me tell you something else too. So the judge who signed the warrant said there's no bond on this warrant. I'm not going to change that. So anything you say today can be used against you because it's being recorded,
Yes, ma'am.
but it won't change the bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you want to still talk? Or do you want to wait and talk to your attorney?
Oh, it's the same thing. It ain't going and put me in jeopardy. I went to court. They told me I had time served for it.
Oh,
I went to court. That's what I didn't understand it.
No, this isn't a failure to appear. This is,
When I went to court, they told me it was time, I had time served, I had the time.
oh, so you're saying you didn't think you had to report?
That's what they told me. They told me I had time served. The judge gave me time served. That's what they told me, the public defender in the courtroom. I went to court.
Your Honor,
He told me it was time served.
Okay, hold on a second. Yes.
The case number is also incorrect. It's 7293, not 7239.
Okay,
I'm not lying to you about it.
right, 9-3. Okay, do you
I didn't understand it.
know which judge, was it Judge?
It wasn't a judge, it was a public defender that had the paper that the judge hadn't signed and said the time was served.
Oh, I see.
When I went to court, I would have went back.
I see. Mr. Brantz,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you making notes about this for your coworkers? Because-
Yes, so the correct case number is 7293.
Right, it is incorrect,
Okay.
but it's correct on the warrant.
I got a warrant.
It says the warrant was signed by Judge Wilson
That's his division, Judge, Your Honor.
back in February. So I can't change this today, but I'm just asking the public defender if he can contact your public defender to get this worked out as quickly as possible, because if they have some defense to this, they need to get in front of Judge Wilson so that you're not sitting in jail.
Because I didn't understand it. If
Right.
he told me time served, I thought I was done. Like,
Right, I understand what you're saying, but I can't change that
I don't have no
today.
problem with you. I don't want you to change it. Let the truth be told.
But that's what, I'm gonna make sure that he talks to his colleagues, because that's who's representing you, and I want them to get down to see you right away.
Okay, no problem, man.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Well, put this up. Take this. Okay.
I need this. You need this? Because. Yeah, just don't get rid of it. No, the whole thing. Can you just keep it right there for a minute? Okay, thank you. 21 CF 9531. Mr. Brantz, I'm going to appoint your office, but I find a refusal a willing waiver of her appearance today. It's a warrant, so there's probable cause. I'll stay the bonds as listed. 500 on count 1, 2,500 on count 2, 1,000 on count 3. No victim contact, not return. Please tell me your name.
Timothy Wenzel.
Sir, 21 CF 11550, you're here charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of fentanyl. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. You don't have that one? That one bonded. Please tell me your name.
Brian Zenin.
1 second. I'm sorry, Mr. Zenin,
Yes, ma'am.
21 CF 11527. You're here charged with robbery with a firearm and carrying a concealed firearm. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. May, did the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, given that count 1 is a punishable by life offense, state is asking that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Mr. Brantz?
No argument, Your Honor, pending that Arthur hearing.
All right, sir, at this time, you'll have no bond on count 1. Your bond on count 2 will be $2,500. You can have no contact with the victim, any witness, or any co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to Baywash Car Wash. Wait. Yes, there it is. Were there any other conditions the state requests?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, as to that slaughter case, if
Wait, what case?
the slaughter case, just, we don't have to bring them back, but it is kind of
Oh.
odd.
Mr. Slaughter? not
Mr. Slaughter? Yeah.
Mr. Slaughter, he had court minutes with a plea to be set in January. So I don't know if he was,
It was plea to be set by the JA, and I don't think it was ever done, so they set it for trial, and then he failed to appear.
Well, it says that he violated conditions of pretrial release for the months of December, January, and February.
and that affidavit came a month after these court minutes that said that plea to be set with judicial assistant.
Yeah. I believe him that there's something going on here. I just can't change it. That's why I just asked if you would look into it as fast as you can, because I don't want someone sitting in custody who shouldn't be.
Understood.
But if there was just a miscommunication, he's sitting. I just want to make sure that we're working to get him out as fast as possible, if that's what needs to happen.
Of course, Your Honor.
All right, anything else before court is in recess?
Nothing from the state.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Actually, court is adjourned for the day. Thank you.